Howdy guys, I'm Jason. Does anybody need a PowerStop brake upgrade for their Jeep Wrangler JK? Keep watching this video and I'll tell you how you can get me to send you this very kit right here. So the quick story is here that I have this very kit on the Jeep. Put it on about 20,000 miles ago, 2 years ago. And I ordered this kit before this last trip on the PowerStop Trail to SEMA, thinking, okay, I've got 20,000 miles on them, I've wheeled hard, and I probably should need a new kit. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the wheels off of this thing and we'll give you a long-term product review and show you what they look like. I didn't need to put them on. So that gives me an opportunity to do a give forward video. So I have this extra set. The Jeep is doing fine. I don't need the brakes, at least in the conceivable future. So let me take this opportunity to help give this set, and I'll just mail these myself to whomever we choose. I'll let you know in a minute. But for now, let me pull these wheels off again and show you. We'll give you a long-term review on this very kit right here. 2 years, 20,000 or so miles, and I'll let you know why I'm still all in on this upgrade. And this is a really good thing for one of you guys who I pick to send these to. This is gonna be one of those things where you're like, why didn't I do this sooner? So let's get going. All right, so before we yank this last tire off of this thing, I want to cover a couple of quick routine maintenance things. Like a lot of people wonder, okay, you know, you have a Jeep with 37s, and nowadays that's not that big. But to give you a real-time life expectancy on regular other components because of these, the Jeep now has like 57,000 miles on it, and I wanted to check the ball joints on the front axle, and I have a camera over here so you can see this, but here's a little cheat. You want to get the Jeep kind of unweighted, and then you can just put some leverage on it. So I'm using this shovel. You can actually, you'll see with this camera here, the ball joints are worn out. I'm starting to get the indications of a little bit of death wobble at like 45 miles per hour, and that's a good indication of that. So, and it's definitely not any of my steering components because I have the Metal Cloak heavy duty steering components, and those are all fairly fresh. And again, this is a good way to check those ball joints on your knuckles. Just get a little leverage under there, and I can actually feel it and hear it. Is there a soccer ball, Pinto? Okay, ready? Back up. The other thing I wanted to cover is, we covered this in the Mustang exhaust video. This is the Craftsman V20 impact gun, and this is the first actual field usage for this thing, and it's actually pretty cool. It buzzes. I was worried that it wouldn't have enough oomph to get these lug nuts because I want to use this in the field as well as around here on the side yard. So watch this. It just buzzes these off like they're no problem at all. Love it. So home run score on that. So this thing is fantastic. I'll do a full tool review on these things soon. But for now, let's get a look at these brakes. Come here. All right, bud. What am I supposed to do with this? Boy, you figured out a way to make that very slobbery. Thank you very much. All right, go get it. Okay, so as you can see, other than the routine maintenance, I have left this honestly dirty. So this is it's a hard thing for me, but I wanted to show you guys one of the other big benefits of the Z36 brake compound, the pad compound on these things, is that they are no dust. I've had mostly city driving for the last couple months on these things, And this is just what they look like. Here's a great example of a wheel. You see this, just regular dirt and grime inside there. Here's the telltale right here, no hiding. Honest, dirty inside of the wheel here. Normally, from a lot of brake compounds, you would see a ton of brake dust in here. Well, this compound doesn't do that. Watch out, pins. So that's one of the other big benefits here. I have a ton of compound left on the pads themselves. The rotors are in fantastic shape. There's no warping, they feel great. So I've been really, really pleased with this upgrade, and they go on sale every once in a while. So it's one of the most cost efficient upgrades that I found for this thing. So they were on sale for a little while on my Amazon. Go look down below. I'll put a link to my Amazon storefront. So I just started doing that. They were $311 for this entire kit. So if you don't want to wait for me to pick a winner to send this new kit to, go to my Amazon storefront and just buy them. They range from $311 right now. I think I've seen them at $350 lately. So this is a really cost-effective way to get all 4 pads and rotors for your Jeep. I really think it's an interesting challenge to just go ahead and pull the wheel off your Jeep after you've been driving it for several thousand miles in combination driving, highway, city driving, and just be able to touch all of the braking components and have that little brake dust and dirt on your hands. It's saying something here. And again, it keeps all of your stuff look and fly as well. So looking in here, looks like I'm gonna need to do a little bit of cleanup. These are the ball joints that I was showing you guys earlier. These are finally worn out. And again, that's kind of what I'm hearing, that for 37-inch tires on a Jeep with about 55,000 miles of medium duty use, that's a pretty standard thing to have to do. So count on a video on that thing. You know, for old dog, Pinto's 9 years old. You got a lot of energy and are kind of a spaz. All right, get out of here, let me do this. So in the back here, you'll see that the wear is exactly the same as the front. It's very good. There's no grooving or warping or anything of the rotors. So it's, for this price point, it's a high-end kit. The components are very well made and very good components. So I've been extremely pleased. As you can see, there's tons of material left on that back pads. Let me show you one of the reasons why I thought I might need to replace these things. It's a driving style I learned at King of the Hammers, not this year, but the year before, from one of the winning drivers. All right, so last year, when I was covering King of the Hammers, there's a video in my, I'll put it in the description as well, of my experiences there. I actually covered a guy named Dan Fresh who won the Everyman Challenge that year, and it was kind of cool to talk to him and pick his brain, and he was talking about some of the techniques he used in those gnarly courses. He says that he would drag the brakes and then drive, and then what that does is it helps kind of tighten up and bind up the suspension a little bit, and then he could release the brakes at key times to help the vehicle unspring and get over obstacles. But for a lot of times, by dragging the brake and driving through it, you create this kind of a hunkered down vehicle. And what I found on driving the Rubicon with that technique is that it just took a lot of the herky-jerky rocking motion out of it. And so I had been doing that for the last few trips where I would be dragging the brake through a trail, and I just figured that was a hugely impactful thing to the brake. So that's why I ordered this new brake kit, because I figured, man, I must be completely wearing out my brake set because I'm using this technique. This is the primary reason I thought I was going to need brakes, but it turns out pleasantly I was surprised by when I went to go do this before Trail to SEMA, I didn't need them. Even after doing that, they are still in great shape. So let me get the tires back on the Jeep, get this thing back on the ground, and I'll tell you how you can get me to send you those brakes. All right, so now I know what you're thinking. Stop jibber jabbering, Jason. Just tell us how you can get me to send you this brake kit right here. All right, here's the deal. Obviously, I want you to follow or subscribe to this channel right here. Share this video if you'd like. Plus, go to AutoEdits Jason Instagram page. That's where I'm gonna pick the random winner. You don't have to come up with a great excuse of why you need these, that's fine, but I'm gonna just use one of those randomized programs to pick the winner. So to enter to win this kit, just simply go to the AutoEdits Jason Instagram page. Look for a picture of this brake kit with Pinto the dog. You'll see the picture. It'll look just like this. So simply look for this picture of Pinto and the brakes. Tell me you want these and we'll work it out from there. I'll pick a random winner. Give me about 3 weeks. Now, if that's too long for you to wait, go down into the Amazon storefront, the AutoEdits Amazon storefront, and there's the link to the cheapest PowerStop brake kit there. That Amazon storefront, you can buy the items that I put on there, but you can also buy through that storefront, and that helps me as well. So if that's on your radar and you guys can manage that, awesome. Thank you very much for that. What should you do? So there you have it. This is a fun give back quickie video. It's a company that I'm definitely behind. They've been good to me and I wholeheartedly endorse the product. This is not a sponsored video. I'll be sending this very kit out of my garage here. So until next time, enjoy your drive. Guess I better put this stuff back in the box.